So you know how last week I was waiting for a package? Well, yesterday morning I got a text from Ozpost saying that my package was arriving today, and I forgot about it, and I don't know whether or not they did too, or whether they've put it in the mailbox or it's at the front door and just no one's seen it. And aside from that as well, we're also going to go out. We've got more local election stuff, which I'm just gonna have to read up on. But it came. It's kind of soaking wet, and I thought it was gonna come in a box, but it hasn't. So we'll open this up later. But for now, it's time to ride. So I've watched a lot of devlogs in my day. I watched Danny, Blackthorn Prod, Brackies, you name it. Anything to do with YouTube and game development, I've watched it, pretty much. And one of the most common things I've found that people have made, and the thing I've found myself searching, going through the rabbit hole of the YouTube algorithm, is a day in the life vlog. Whether it's a day in the life of an indie game dev or a student game dev. They're popular, you can see that with the view count, that's why I'm making one. But I also think there's something really important to talk about here when it comes to the work and schedule and what's expected when making video games. Because a lot of us, we're still really young. There's only, I think Unity 3D College is like one of the oldest people out there, and he's really experienced. And the reason why a lot of us are watching these younger YouTubers is because, well, for me at the time, I was a younger person who wanted to get into games and was wondering, okay, what are these people who are apparently indie game devs doing that makes them successful? But the problem with a lot of them is that, I wouldn't say they're posing, but they're giving an unreal expectation on what a lot of people should be doing if they want to make games for a living. Like, it'll start off quite simply, like, okay, I woke up at 7 or 8, made breakfast, which was this beautiful breakfast because I'm doing a video, and then we do some notes, some pre-planning, we do some pretty pictures, and then we get into it and we start making the project. And then they run into a roadblock, or they make something at a consistent rate, and then they have lunch, and there's this beautiful lunch served. And then they'll come back to it, and they'll either fix the bug, or they might stop and go to the gym. And like, all of this stuff is good to understand and to try and do and to aspire to. If you can stick to a schedule and do it, then do it. It'll really benefit you. Really, seriously. But I find that doing that, for starters, isn't realistic because every day you're not doing those things. And secondly, a lot of the time, even when you set a schedule, that schedule changes. So although this is technically a day in the life of an indie game dev / student, I want you to understand that not every day of my life is focused on making games. For a really long time, that has been my number one priority. Making games, getting good at the craft, prototyping, experimenting, working on the big project, working on the small project. It's always just been work, games. And it's understandable because that's in our culture as game developers. There's crunch in the industry. Really bad crunch. We're always just working and trying to be better at ourselves and just get the job done, because making games is bloody hard. It is so hard. A writer, a mathematician, an artist, they're all working on their craft. I'm not saying those things aren't difficult, but games are all those things combined. For Fun Factory, I have to do maths, I have to do design, I have to write a story that's compelling. I have to troubleshoot my own issues for my computer. I have to do everything. And while some people have studios and specific tasks they have to do, the rate they have to do them is insane. It's unreasonable. I work a 9 to 5 job, and the work I do, yeah, it drains me. Yeah, it's difficult. But guess what? I show up at 8:30 and I finish at 4:30. And once it hits 4:30, they say, don't overwork. My current overseer boss at this place, her partner is a game developer, and she knows the dangers of crunch. And with this new project I'm working on at work, she's saying, don't have that same mentality. It's bad. It's not good for you. So, frankly speaking to you, there is no such thing as a perfect balance. I want to get that out of the way. I've had to learn it the hard way, and now I understand there is no such thing as a perfect balance. There is a case, however, of an unbalanced schedule. And today I want to show you that working on games every day and not giving other things in your life importance is causing imbalance in your life. And if you're young, it'll be fine because you can work those things out. If you have parents, they'll guide you. But if you're like me, who's more independent, not only will it take a toll on your mental health, but you'll start feeling more stressed because you've grown up with this idea that I need to work really hard, which we do. But you're going to be more effective as a developer and live longer and enjoy your work more if you can set a more realistic schedule and have other priorities aside from your project. So now that that's rant over, we're gonna pick up my girlfriend and we're gonna spend time together. This is a day in the life of a game dev. Each week I'm doing videos.
Okay.
Yeah. Didn't tell her about this, but for lunch, do you want party pies?
Ooh, yes.
Essential oils.
Essential. Logan's round, guys. Have enough on our left. They can't see it, but it's budding.
So it's the next day now. Me and Kayla had a wonderful time together. We ate party pies. We watched some Simpsons. She worked on her essay, and I actually played some games. I relaxed a bit more because there's an important thing I'm trying to make in this video, and that is, as much as passion and just being a workhorse is important, especially in this industry, you need to learn to take a break and a breather and to try new things and to experience life. Because to be a better developer, you want to be as rounded as possible. So go out and do hiking, pick up photography, just try and make new hobbies for yourself and learn new things, because even if it's not related to games, you can bring that back to your own work and it'll be all the better for you and your player base. But that is the end of my rant, and now we're going to talk about Fun Factory.